What if the people you say you're working so hard for are the same ones paying the highest price for your success? That's a gut punch, I know. For so many of us, we say we're doing it for the family. That's why we work the long hours, take the late calls, and push through another busy season. But slowly, the very thing we built, to bless our family starts to rob us of time with them. We keep saying, once things slow down, I'll make it up to them. But let's be honest, things never slow down. There's always another quarter, another client, and another project. Before you know it, you wake up one day and realize your kids are grown, your marriage feels distant, and the memories you planned to make never happened. Now, I'm not talking about quitting your job or ignoring your responsibilities. I'm talking about guarding what matters most when life is full. Building boundaries that protect the people who matter more than the pressure. Today, we're going to talk about how to guard time with your family in a busy season. Because you can be faithful, in your calling without sacrificing the people God entrusted you first. The Bible talks a lot about how we use our time. Ephesians 5:15 and 16 says, "Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity because the days are evil." That verse isn't just about productivity. It's about, purpose. It's a warning. Time doesn't multiply. It slips away unless you protect it. Psalm 90:12. It teaches us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. That's not just a poetic verse. It's a prayer of perspective. It's saying, God, remind me that my days are limited, so I'll live like they matter. Even in creation, before sin ever entered the world, God modeled rest. Genesis 2:2 and 3 tells us that God worked 6 days and rested on the seventh. Not because he was tired, but, to set the pattern for us. If God himself paused, what makes us think we can outrun the limits he designed for our good? Rest, margin, family. These aren't luxuries for, when the workload lightens. They're commands. They're part of how we reflect his character. Please know, I'm not, sharing this to shame you. I've been there too. There was a time when I thought being a good husband and father meant working harder than anyone else. I was building businesses, running real estate deals, growing a podcast, all good things. But I'd come home, at night and realize my family got the leftovers of my energy. I'd tell my wife, things are just busy right now, right? And she'd smile and nod because she believed in the mission too. But what I didn't see was that, busy right now had turned into busy always. And maybe you've been there. You're doing everything you can to provide, but you feel distant from the people you're providing for. Spiritually, busyness is dangerous because it numbs your heart. It makes you reactive instead of intentional. Now, relationally, it teaches your kids, a message you never meant to send. Dad loves us, but work always wins. And legacy-wise, it's devastating because you can rebuild a business. You can make back money, but you can't rewind childhood. The truth is, God didn't call you to provide, at the expense of your family. He called you to provide for them, and that includes your presence, your patience, and your peace. Let's talk about how to guard family time when life is full. One step is, build family time into your calendar so before the world fills it. If it's not scheduled, it's not sacred. So every week, the world will try to, fill your calendar, right, with urgent things that don't matter in eternity. That's why you have to schedule what matters first. Block out family dinner, block out bedtime, block out the Saturday morning breakfast or, Friday night movie with your family. Treat those blocks like appointments with your most important client because they are. And here's the key. Communicate it to your team. Let them know you're off limits. You'll earn respect, not resentment, right? For protecting your priorities. When your family sees, that time with them is written in pen, not pencil, they start to believe what you say. They're important to you and you care. Number 2, create a no-fly zone. Every home needs a time of day when work is grounded. No emails, no calls, no scrolling, just presence. Maybe for you, it's 6 to 8 p.m. Maybe it's dinner and bedtime. Whatever it is, defend it, right? Turn your phone face down Tell your team, you'll respond afterward. When your child comes to you, with a story, or your wife starts talking about her day, don't half listen while you type an email. Put the phone away, lock eyes, engage. The man who wins at home isn't the one who's always available for his business. He's the one who's consistently available for his family. Number 3, use transitions to re-enter home life. Here's a small habit that makes a big difference. Before you walk in the house, after work, pause in your driveway. Take a minute, turn the car off if you need to, and just pray. Say, Lord, help me leave work outside and bring peace inside. Help me show up for my family the way you show up for me. That 60-second pause just resets your spirit. It's a line in the sand between work mode and home mode. Your family doesn't need your business brain when you walk in the door. They need your full heart. Number 4, practice the power of one. Stop trying to just be everything everywhere. Just choose one intentional family moment each week. Maybe it's a date night with your wife. Maybe it's taking one of your kids for donuts before school. Maybe it's a walk as a family after church. The power of one keeps it simple and doable. You don't need to plan a vacation to connect with your family. You just need to show up consistently. It's not about extravagance. It's about presence. Number 5, declare a Sabbath rhythm. Even in the busiest seasons, God commands rest. Sabbath isn't lazy. It's faith. It's saying, God, you can run my world for 24 hours without me. That's trust in action. It tells your family we believe God provides, not our productivity. Protect a weekly rhythm, where you unplug from work and plug into relationship with God and with each other. Worship, rest, play, laugh, eat, nap, slow down, right? You'll find that when you stop trying to control everything, God refreshes the very energy you were running out of. Here's my challenge for you this week. Take back that busyness he's been stealing. Open your calendar and ask yourself one simple question. If someone studied this schedule, what would they say I value most? Then make one bold move to change it. Block off, one evening this week for your family. Create that no-fly zone. Tell your wife, this time is ours. Or pray this one simple prayer. Lord, teach me to number my days. Help me guard what matters most, even when the world demands more. Your work matters, but your work is not your legacy. Your family is. So guard it. Protect it like your livelihood depends on it, because your legacy does. And when this life is over, your kids won't remember how many hours you worked. They'll remember that when they needed you, you were there. That's what it means to live courageously. Not just build something that lasts, but to love in a way that lasts. If this episode has resonated with you, I hope you're in the right place. Would you subscribe to the Courageous Men podcast so you never miss an episode? Share it with a friend who needs the encouragement and maybe the challenge to live courageously. Let's take action. Let's be courageous.